Hey guys, it's your bro Nova here, and I have not been very active for the past month. The reasoning for this is very simple. I have been run through the most stressful and bullshit ringer I have ever been run through. It all started the first week of July. I live in Central California. We were entering the apex of fire and heat season. So far, we were surviving the harsh radiation beaming down upon us, but on this day, I couldn't help but feel that things were getting a bit more humid than usual. I checked my vent and I did feel air blowing out, but it wasn't cold. It was room temp at the chilliest. So I checked our AC unit and the cooling unit was all frosty. Now, I don't know how air conditioners work, but I'm pretty sure a winter wonderland isn't supposed to be growing inside of one. So we called our landlord, who sent someone out to check the thing, and as it turns out, our excessive use of our old-ass air conditioning unit, in July, caused an overfrost that basically fucked up our cooling system. To clarify, this unit has been attached to this house for about 3 decades. It's an over-the-hill, mid-90s model unit. The way I see it, it was only a matter of time before this damn thing gave up the ghost and only figured it would happen during the hottest month of the year. The guy said the only way to fix this would be to completely remove our heating and air system and basically replace everything. Our landlord said it would take some time, maybe 2 weeks. The guy told us the cooling system could still be used till then if we set up a fan to blow the hot summer air into it and continuously melt the frost and use our AC sparingly. In July, in Central California. So we did what we had to do. Personally, I have an old plug-in AC unit mounted to my bedroom window, so I was covered. The problem was it doesn't like sharing power with other things in my room, and will throw a tantrum if I have anything other than my laptop on at once. No TV, no PS5, no ceiling light, only my laptop. This posed a problem in regards to my streaming. Everything I plug into my laptop sucks up more power, increasing the odds of a breaker outage, and the wall AC is kinda loud, leading to a bunch of background noise. So I figured I can hold my streams off till the unit is replaced. No problem. It was then that we were stuck with a different problem. See, the landlord sent out another guy shortly after to inspect the air tubing of the house. My dad lived in the basement, and thus there was a shit ton of shit down there. The guy said he will not be able to fix or replace much of anything if it wasn't cleaned out. Couple days went by and we got a letter from the landlord. The letter stated that since talking to the AC guy, we were ordered to remove everything from the basement. We're talking about a bed, TV, dressers, lights, chairs, anything that isn't storage related had to go and stay gone. Not only that, we were also told that by having my dad stay in the basement, we voided our contract because it was meant for storage purposes only and we're effectively going to get evicted. Everyone was going nuts about what we were going to do. Personally, I found this to be the kick in the ass my family needed to get us the hell out of this shithole. This house has caused us nothing but trouble since we moved in. Thankfully, depending on how you look at it, my grandmother managed to smooth things over, and we got to stay. Whoopee. The following week was basically moving shit from downstairs up a narrow staircase into a trailer and hauling it off to a storage unit we had just bought for this purpose only. Then, one day, a group of AC workers showed up to start replacing the air tubing. It is here we reach problem number 3. About an hour after they showed up, they left. They told my grandmother they were done for now and just fucked off. She called me to her bedroom shortly after and told me to open her vent. When I did, I saw something. Something I shouldn't be able to see. The basement. They removed the air tubing and left. Remember, we were still using the AC to cool the house. Sure, we had to turn it off about every 2 hours or so, but we still had some form of cooling. Now that they removed the tubing connected to the AC to our air vents, We went from having selective AC usage to no AC at all. We still had stuff to move out of the basement too. Now we had to do it with no means of cooling off in 90 to 100 degree weather. It was at this point I fully committed to my wall AC. I cut off all other electronics except for my laptop. The rest of the house was a humid 80 plus degrees, and I had to make sure to bring our dogs into my room for a short amount of time to make sure they don't die a fucking heat stroke. And that's how week 2 went. Lived in a house with only one fully air-conditioned room. At least for a short time, because now we're en route to problem number 4. My uncle was over to barbecue some burgers and dogs. I was in my room when I heard my uncle run into the house. He knocked on my door and told me to rush out to the backyard. Why? Because my grandmother tripped and fell hard on the dirt ground outside. Her bad knee was scratched, her right arm was swollen with blood dripping from it. Her side hurt because when she fell, she slammed into, I'm not joking, the fucking AC unit. The fire department came, tried to help her up, but she couldn't because her knee was hurting. They tried to lift her up, but they couldn't do that because her side is in pain, so they called an ambulance to pick her up and take her to the hospital. Thankfully, they okayed her to come home that same night. Nothing broken or busted, her ribs were bruised a bit, but they said it would heal on its own. Now everything was peachy, the basement was empty, my grandmother was fine, we weren't getting evicted, and the AC team showed up. They replaced the entire AC unit, the thermostat, the tubing, and we finally had working AC again. And that's where the story should end. 3 days went by, and the pain in my grandmother's side was getting worse and worse. Eventually, on night 3, I saw her leaning over her nightstand. I asked what was up, and she told me that she just got done in the bathroom, and that her stool was an inky black. For those who don't know, when your stool is pitch black, it means you should see a doctor immediately because you're bleeding inside. My dad took her to the hospital that very same night. When he came home, about 6 or 7 hours later, he broke it down. My grandmother lost almost half her blood count from internal bleeding. They had her on a transfusion and had her set up for some x-rays. Everyone was thinking the worst. Was it a cracked rib that punctured her somewhere? Was something ruptured when she fell in the backyard? I'm not gonna lie, I was kinda broken. Just laid in my bed staring at the ceiling. My childhood, though I remember it fondly, wasn't the most ideal at the start. My mother was a druggie who sucked my dad into her fucked up world. My grandparents were there to keep me away from all that bullshit. They basically became my parents. If it wasn't for them, for my grandmother, I wouldn't be here doing what I do, enjoying what I enjoy. She made life safe and comfortable, and to be told that she lost that much blood with no explanation, I'm not gonna lie, kinda vegetated me. She called us often to reassure us that everything was fine and the doctors were working around the clock to find the cause. 3 days later, everything calmed down. She was improving thanks to the transfusion, and to be honest, it was kinda nice seeing her have a break from all the bullshit at home. On day 5, the doctors finally found the cause of the blood loss. A cluster of stomach ulcers. The doctors believed that these ulcers were the cause of an overbearing feeling of stress. Gee whiz, I wonder what brought that on! And that leads us to now. She's back home, resting in bed, even though they discharged her on a weekend when all the pharmacies are closed, so she can't even get her fucking prescriptions filled. Lady Luck strikes again. And she has to go back to the hospital soon anyway, because when they were examining her, they discovered a kidney stone the size of a fucking gumball in her kidney, which is why her side had been hurting. Not from a bruised rib, but a gumball stone. So that's fun. Anyway, just wanted to give you guys an update on where I've been, why I've been. Streams might be back up and running soon, but I want to do more edited stuff soon too. Editing videos is a hobby of mine, even though it sometimes gets overshadowed by my other hobbies. Also spent some time with the Wonked AC playing Ghost of Tsushima, and I even got the Platinum Trophy and all the DLC trophies and whatnot. Anyway, I don't really know when I'll be 100% back. Some planning might be in order, but I hope it'll be soon. So until next time, whether it be stream or video, hope to see you guys there and soon. Also, it might be this.